there, it's been a while. Good day, traveler. This is the Museum of Abstract, and you're in the painting now. I guess you just messed up a painting. The paintings in this Museum of Abstraction have a special power. It's not just a painting, it's a story of them. Like a knot, each painting has its own story, and when one disappears, the things that are related to it are erased. In the end, it became a world where everything didn't happen. It's kind of a butterfly effect that no one remembers. Well, it doesn't make sense, but that's how the world works. Fortunately, the way back is not that difficult. Let me see. Oh, alright. You have to record stories about them. Talking to various paintings. Then you get to know their stories again. If anyone in the world remembers them, their story will be restored. And that one is in front of me now. I hope you enjoy the short trip. Good luck then.
Oh, what happened? Well, I think I know. Let me introduce myself first. And I'm Henry Matisse's woman with a hat. To brag about myself, I'm a pretty important piece of work in his life. At the age of 21, painters at the time considered it important to paint accurately. But Matisse wasn't very interested in paintings that looked real. His stubbornness drastically deviated from standardized colors and displayed a combination of colors that did not match. In fact, his first solo exhibition didn't have much success. The following year, he exhibited in a room with a group of artists from the Fauvism, but that was also criticized for throwing a can of paint in public again. I was a painting that was particularly criticized among them. But surprisingly, I was unexpectedly purchased. Since then, the mural of the embattled artists has increased. And so he became a free painter of color as an instigator of the Fauvism. That starting point is me, but, well, I'll be humble now. 'Cause you still have a long way to go. I hope you have a safe trip. Good luck to you.
Do you know Pablo Picasso? Yeah, I'm talking about him who's famous for Cubism. I was born out of Picasso's hands. Isn't that unexpected? He's famous for his more unusual style of painting. Yes, he has the highest reputation as a master of the 20th century. As you may already know, he showed genius enough to debut as a painter at the age of 15, to the point where he entered the Royal Academy of Art in Madrid early despite his age limit. I'm a painting before he entered Cubism. At the age of 19, he moved to Paris, France because he had nothing more to learn at school. After the darkest period for him due to his friend's death, poverty, and hunger, he met his lover Fernand Olivier and finally showed his own painting style. From this point on, Picasso's reputation as a genius painter destroyed form, and established himself as a Cubist painter beyond the times. Well, that's all I have to tell you. I'm satisfied if it's just a reminder that there was a lot of process before he entered Cubism. Farewell.
Hello? Oh, I guess he just said what he wanted to say. Please understand, it's only blunt. He's not a bad person. Will you keep listening? Picasso had a big dream and exhibited his work in Paris, France, the home of art. He was called a genius painter since he was young and became a painter at the age of 15, though he must have been very excited. But sadly, unlike in his hometown, he experienced the humiliation of no one visiting the exhibition hall. The disappointment must have been as great as the expectation. But there was only one person who recognized Picasso's painting, who was disappointed by the cold reception. It must be a genius painter to be able to paint such a work. It was none other than Henry Matisse, who gave such a review to him who was discouraged. At the time, Henry Matisse was already a master of art, showing his own style of painting. The recognition from the master of art must have been valuable in the first humiliation he tasted for the first time. From this point on, Picasso recognized Matisse, who recognized him as a mentor and became a close teacher. I can't believe he left out such an important story. Isn't he so unkind? I'm kidding. Go on with your trip.
Oh, there's a traveler here. Well, self-introduction? Never mind. We don't even have a fixed name anyway. So just sit back and listen.
Why did painters pursue such a new style of painting at that time? Have you ever thought about it? In fact, that was the time when cameras were invented. In the early 20th century, photography became a field of art, and the artist's position became narrower. Naturally, they found a new way of speaking to expand their presence. At this time, Matisse insisted on following his own style of painting, saying that he should find a way of speaking with the artist's reinterpretation. But as Picasso rebelled against the idea that the form of things should also be viewed in a new light, their relationship began to crack.
Picasso's ambition to become the one in the art world broke through the tent of a teacher named Matisse. In fact, the styles of the two have been distinctly different. I mean, from the beginning, it was a relationship that collapsed one day. Compared to Matisse, who is sensitive, cool-headed, and cautious, Picasso was passionate and reliant on intuition. And at that point, the two entered a confrontation and crossed a river that could not be returned.
Matisse disparaged Picasso's work of collage, which revealed Picasso's personality that never abandoned anything as trash. Picasso criticized each other, disdaining Matisse, who had not missed even taking a nap at the appointed time, and had repeated it every day for 50 years as per the schedule. In anger, Matisse declared that he would never see Picasso again, a 12-year-old boy, and never saw him for the next 10 years.
It's ridiculous that the one and only relationship of respect is so easily destroyed.
That's why human emotions are not defined as one, because each other is a big part of each other. The holes when they are broken are also big.
Well, I don't know. I just live with the flow. If you follow the melody of the music, you may find an answer someday. I hope you find a good answer.
Ah, how sad, so sad. How sad is it that the beautiful relationship between the first teacher who recognized me and a strong disciple who trusts and follows my back has collapsed like this. To be a relationship of insulation that has turned its back on for 10 years. How sad it is.
Standing completely opposite each other, Henri Matisse and Pablo Picasso showed their true feelings for each other only as they approached death. Henri Matisse, who died in 1954 at the age of 85, said on the threshold of death, "Please don't display my painting with Picasso's next to his paintings, which are as intense and flashy as fireworks, so that my paintings don't look shabby." Before closing his eyes, he gave his final tribute to Picasso.
How bitter is this, isn't it? Matisse, who had troubled me, disappeared. It was Matisse who had the greatest influence on my painting's formation of the skeleton. He was my eternal mentor and rival. Picasso confessed his feelings only after Henri Matisse died. Picasso, who was deeply saddened and blamed himself for his death, couldn't even come to the funeral hall. And instead of mourning, he left a painting called the California Studio.
How sad indeed.
And Picasso ended his 92 years of life on April 8, 1973.
Did you enjoy your trip? Of course, everything that happened here is a secret. Well, just think of it as a short dream you had. Like a daydream.